It's gender neutral, it's non-contact. It provides an alternative as far as improving your soccer skills.
Being able to come here for pride. I've been doing it for the last 6 years. Do whatever I can to be able to show my involvement.
I was actually donating 100% of the money I made to people with cancer.
I'm AJ Nwosu, CEO of TechBall USA.
My name is Reggie Bullock, social justice warrior.
My name is Tabay Atkin. I'm a yoga teacher and a vegan chef, and this is my hustle.
It's time for my turn to be part of Ice Shaker. It's just been growing, just like these muscles right now. Hold up. The gallon
Is
jug
this big enough
Ice
for you?
Shaker, yes. I'm Chris Gronkowski, founder and CEO of Ice Shaker. What's up, everyone? We're here at the gym where the Gronk Bros work out. I finally realized that running a business is more like being a head coach. Hold on, cheating. Yeah, right there. Shark Tank did what everyone says it does. Sales exploded that day. They really exploded for the whole week. What people don't see is the sharks don't come in and just do all the work for you. What's up, everyone? I'm Chris Gronkowski, founder and CEO of Ice Shaker, and this is my hustle. So this is the story of Ice Shaker. I'm here in Dallas. It's super hot out. I'm going to the gym. I'm leaving work. I'm going to grab a different plastic bottle at home. And by the time I get there, it's sweating. I'm actually making little sweat rings on the ground of the gym. And I take a sip of it. It's warm. It tastes kind of weird from my last drink I had in there. It just kind of hit me then. It's like, why isn't there something better out there? There's nothing that could actually blend and shake powder. I started on the mission to make the best bottle that I could, really, for myself. I called it Ice Shaker because we had this idea that you just put ice in it and you shake it, and that would kind of like break up the powders, which definitely wasn't a great way to do it. We fixed that. We added an agitator, and that's why it was called the Ice Shaker. When I started Ice Shaker, my wife and I already had a business too. We already had some connections. We used those connections then to get prototypes made. About 20 prototypes later, we ordered a bunch. The first shipment I got, it was 10,000 bottles. The guy ended up showing up at like 6 p.m. on a Friday. This is with no dock doors. This is taking it off, putting it into the street of my house. 60-pound boxes, divide that by 10,000. That's how many boxes we had to carry up like my little narrow stairway of my house. And it was still one of the hardest shipments and like workouts I've ever had. So 3 months in, I remembered that I had this email from almost 5 years previous and said, hey, ABC Shark Tank's looking for any current or former NFL players to come on the show. In my mind, I'm like, one day I'm gonna come back to this email and I'm gonna have something awesome. So fast forward, it was 4.5 years later, I did a video submission. And at that point they said, hey, we'd love to continue to move you on to the next stages. For us, we had offers from all 5 sharks, so it was this huge proof of concept, and sales exploded. Sales exploded that day. They really exploded for the whole week. They wanted me to call it the Gronk Shaker. They thought it was a huge mistake, and Mr. Wonderful at one point said, how much inventory do you have in stock? Can we melt them all down and change the name? I thought it was a huge mistake. To me, putting the name on it would limit the market. There's a lot of people out there that hate the New England Patriots. So to do that really limited you to a niche that I thought was a disadvantage for the products. So we did come in with a limited edition Gronk Shaker. They did well. I don't think they did as well as everyone thought they would do. Just kind of showed that it wasn't the right play.
You don't have to lift it up like that. Just sip out of it. Yeah, you don't need to pick it up. You can just sip it like that. You don't have to lean it up because it got the straw. There you go. There we go. I'm learning every day.
What's cool about the bottle is first off, the handle. So super easy to hold handle. It's gonna snap down, so when you're shaking it, it's not flying around. Easy open pop top, chug it, easy to close it. Twist off the top, you're gonna see right away. It's that kitchen grade stainless steel, measurement markings inside. It is insulated, so it will keep your drink cold for 30 plus hours. It's also not gonna sweat. Right away, you'll see this, which is a twist and agitator. The main purpose of this is to actually break up powders. No one likes to drink a chunky protein shake. So that's gonna stop that from happening. It does a great job of blending. But it also works as a strainer, so this will always allow for a good pour, which then makes it like the ultimate martini shaker as well. Our personalization aspect of the company is also a huge separator for us. We turn items in 3 to 5 business days. Most people can't turn items in a month. So here's how the lasers work. We bring the logo in, we 3D the logo, so you can see the shape of the bottle, you can see the shape of the logo. The laser's gonna hit on all sides of it, which is pretty fun to watch. Well, we're ready to go. You ready for this? Woo! Here we go. Oh. This was a business that was being run out of the upstairs of my house, no employees, and all of a sudden, sales just started pouring in. You know, the customer service, the shipping, everything you could possibly think of in a small business was just put on me. Just really, really long hours. All right, let me show you how it's done. Here we go, order going out. All right, you guys timing me? Here we go. Record speed right there. So even though the company was successful, Shark Tank crushed it, all that, it takes a lot of cash to grow.
I lived off the wifey's salary for 2.5 years and got to hear all about it, but at the end of the day,
You know, we went from one bottle, one size, one color, to over about 60 SKUs that following year.
guess what's behind that door?
That's when it went from the side hustle to the full-time business. At that point, it was like, hey, let's get a warehouse. Let's figure this out. Let's get some employees. Let's really get this thing cranking because it's going now. Our first warehouse that we're gonna stop by a little bit later here, 3,000 square feet, no air conditioning. We're basically living in a sauna for 8 hours a day. We were all really shredded though. This was the first guy that was actually willing to go into that first warehouse that we had that I was talking about before, where it was probably 120 degrees every day.
But you know what? I was shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally realized that running a business is more like being a head coach. For years, and I think it actually stopped us from growing faster, I was trying to be way more than the coach. You know, I was trying to be the player, the coach, the assistant, pretty much every spot.
Yeah, so when Rob comes here, we tried to get him to work in the warehouse. He actually got fired, throwing passes in the back to Josh. He dropped a pass and he ruined a bottle. At that point, we had to fire him, so.
Yeah. That was about a year ago.
Year later, came back. He was engraving yesterday. He's also able to grab the tall boxes on the second rack because Josh can't reach them.
So when they get a lot of orders and they gotta, you know, get to the bottles up top because they're selling so many down here, I just go like that. Here you go, Josh. Thanks, Rob. Not a problem. Have a great day, Josh.
Let me introduce you to our marketing master. We got Rhino over here. Come on, say what's up to Ryan.
So my name is Ryan Walt, Chief Marketing Officer for Ice Shaker. I met Chris years ago. We went to undergrad together at the University of Arizona. When he was just starting Ice Shaker, he invited me to come on board and head up the marketing.
Still got it. Let's go to the gym. My brothers are waiting. Oh, and I might show you that original warehouse. Let's go.
Never seen before, the gold edition. At some point, we're gonna break this out. I don't know when yet. So actually, we're passing right now. This was our second warehouse right here. We went from 3,000 square feet to a 6,000 square foot warehouse. We just left our current one, which is about 16,000 square feet. So we're going to our first warehouse. We actually made a great relationship with the gym. We're here now. You don't even know it's a gym. It looks like a warehouse.
What's up, everyone? We're here at the gym where the Gronk Bros work out. But we're here with the owner, Chris Brainerd. Chris, say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
We're gonna try out his brand new pre-workout and show you how the Ice Shaker works in action. So let's do this.
We're gonna taste test it right now.
There you go, there we go. Agitator on. Twist it on. Make sure you close the pop top. Pop top closed, shake it up. You know what it tastes like? The red part of a bomb pop. I'm going 9.25 on this first flavor, man. What's your rating?
9.6 out of 10. The Ice Shaker bumps it up to a 9.7. Now it's kicking in, so now it's at a 9.9. And it will stay at a 9.9 depending on how the workout goes. You ready for this workout, bro?
Yeah, I'm tight.
That's what Ice Shaker does. We work out. Man, I'm already out of water and we haven't even started yet.
The gallon jug.
The gallon
Is
jug
this big enough
Ice
for you?
Shaker. Thank you, thank you. I've been waiting for this
Did it take
one.
long enough?
Yeah, it's okay. You know, if you're patient and you wait, it's well worth the wait then.
I agree.
It's just unbelievable to see the company grow. Well, now I wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, wait, bro, how can I be a part of it? He's like, how about you buy out A-Rod? So I hit up A-Rod. I was like, it's time for my turn to be part of Ice Shaker. I bought him out, and just from there, the last couple of years, it's just been growing, 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 and growing, just like these muscles right now. Hold up. I mean, I bring my Ice Shaker everywhere. It's just great to have that size now. I'm pumped about it.
Be ready for the grind. Start what you love doing, chip away at it, and then once you find the actual route, once you get that proof of concept, once you know it's going to be successful, then go all in on it. Shout out to everyone. Thank you for watching My Hustle. Hope we inspired you today to put that work in yourself, start your own business, follow your dreams, chase your passions, and do it big. Gronkowski Bros are out.
Boom.
Coming up next.
I've also learned Reiki, plant-based nutrition, and now I'm opening up a vegan food truck. All of these things may seem like separate things, but really they all go together to form a very broad wellness brand. What put my name out there into the world was not really mostly being the youngest yoga teacher in the world, but what I did with my business.
Once Tibet went viral, it was exhausting. It was exciting, but it was a lot of work.
Hi, my name is Tibet Atkins. I'm a yoga teacher and a vegan chef, and this is my hustle. At the beginning of my career, I was actually donating 100% of the money I made to people with cancer. It really touched a lot of people, really inspired a lot of people. Being on Good Morning America was pretty exciting. I was a bit nervous at first. I used my yoga breathing techniques and everything to recenter.
I just couldn't keep up, and there were thousands of people and emails that opened up a lot of opportunities to reach people and give them hope and inspire them. We're really lucky.
Nike has been following my journey and my story for a while, and then they reached out to me. Becoming a Nike athlete, partnering with Nike has been really amazing, really exciting, and really fun. Lots of great things that we've done and lots of exciting things to come. I've also learned Reiki, plant-based nutrition, and now I'm opening up a vegan food truck. All of these things may seem like separate things, but really they all go together to form a very broad wellness brand. Here it is. It's called Tibet's Mindful Kitchen. These are some of the things we're going to be selling on the food truck. All delicious, all vegan. Let me give you guys a tour. This is where the magic happens.
We had it custom built for us. Everything inside, every design is what we wanted, where we wanted it placed.
There's still a few more finishing pieces that need to be put in this truck. This is a breakfast egg sausage sandwich. It's our version of the sausage McMuffin. You can see there's a 76 logo here on the hood. The reason is because my grandpa just retired from the gas station business and gave us one of his gas stations. We're going to be parking this truck most of the time at the gas station, so we want everything to match.
We love to cook, we love to share it with everyone, and this way we can do that.
The food truck is basically the menu. This is the burger that I'm going to be making for you guys today. While I wait for the grill to warm up, I'm going to play a little tune on the piano. This is the best kitchen in the world right here.
Right?
With any vegan meats, you really don't have to stress about making sure it's cooked all the way through because it's just plants. You don't have to worry about having raw meat. I decided to become vegan in 2017. My mom and I decided to go vegan together.
He was wanting to be vegan for a while, and he just kept on insisting. He said, you know what, I'm going vegan. So either you're gonna go vegan with me or not, I'm going vegan. We put the buns on top of the meat once we flip it.
Like this, with the top bun on the bottom bun on the top.
So it warms it at the same time. It's melting the cheese.
The hardest part about making vegan food is waiting for it to be ready.
We're gonna take the top part off, put it on the bottom. See?
And look at that. Pickles, yes. That's as close to a smiley face as I could do. Cheers to today's Mindful Kitchen.
Food truck.
It's exciting doing it here. Imagine in the food truck.
Right? Different atmosphere.
Different burgers.
Different space. Good job, Henry.
Thank you. When my mom had cancer, I was 6 years old. My mom had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So there's Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. With Hodgkin's, you have a 70% survival rate, and with non-Hodgkin's, you have a 30% survival rate. By the time she was diagnosed, it was stage 3.
I started a 200-hour teacher training at 2 weeks cancer-free. I was in such a dark, scary place at that time. Being fresh from chemo, I could barely walk on my own. I was in the worst shape of my life.
The practice of yoga helped her heal physically, but it also helped her emotionally. It gave her a new perspective on life, and it didn't take away the stress that she had. It just gave her the tools to deal with stress properly. My mom actually had a misconception of what yoga was. She thought you just sit in a dark room with your eyes closed. I first got into yoga when I was 7 years old. after seeing how the benefits of yoga helped heal my mom from the effects of chemotherapy and cancer.
When I finished my program and I got certified, he said, I heard in your class that you could find your Dharma at any age. And at that time, I still didn't remember what Dharma was because I was like trying to memorize everything. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you're right.
We started traveling the country taking specialty yoga trainings so that we could become teachers. And it wasn't until I was 10 years old that I got my 200-hour certificate, which made me a teacher. So it was all 200 hours in 16 days of training. I graduated high school when I was 14 years old, 3.5 years early with a 4.0 GPA. I started taking online homeschool and I was going at double the speed. So in one semester I'd finish an entire school year. I was very dedicated to focus on my new career, which was wellness. There's 4 things really that humanity wants. The first one is pleasure, the second one is prosperity, the third one is social service, and the fourth one is freedom. They're all a stepping stone to get to the ultimate goal of liberation. For me, it's fun, it's what I want to do. It is a business, so there's pleasure, there's prosperity, and also social service, Dharma. My Dharma was to become a wellness expert and help others in their wellness journey. The practice of yoga leads to liberation. That's what the practice is all about. So what I do has all 4 of those things, so I'm very lucky. Thank you for watching my hustle. Think good thoughts, speak kind words, feel love, be love, and give love. Namaste.
Coming up next.
People are starting to realize that, not everybody can do what these people are doing at the very top. I think that there's a community there. So, it's always been something that I've enjoyed doing, and the fact that I get to meet people, and learn more about them is a cool part of it too. Right now I'm getting scored on. I was just trying to hit the ball. That was the biggest part for me whenever I first started playing. I wanted to get better at the game, but I got frustrated. I'm a competitor, dog. I'm trying to get right, man. I can't let it beat me like that. So I got back into it. Never thought I'd be here, falling in love with a video game, but here we are. One of my proudest moments was catching the game-winning catch against the Giants. It was something that, I'm proud of, and I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. What's up? My name is Boston Scott, NFL running back, and this is my passion. Rocket League is just a soccer game where you use cars. That's the best way to describe it. There's a ball, there's cars, and the objective is to score more goals than the opponent. It's a physics-based game, so like you can drive not just on the ground, but you can fly through the air. You can drive on the walls, you can drive on the ceiling. Me and my friends would just play. Didn't really take it seriously. It's just more of like a pastime for us because we like cars and we love soccer. We would play indoor soccer all the time. Hold on, I can't do this scene on that. Ain't no way, bro. We gotta score. Ain't no way. Rocket League is just, there's no aimbot, there's no cheats, there's no software that you can, download to make you a better player. It's either you are good or you're not. You know what I mean? So I laugh. I try and keep it positive so I don't express myself in a negative way, if that makes sense. I've always loved the game, but I always played it very casually. I didn't know anything about free play. I didn't know anything about getting better. I didn't know anything about these mechanics or like people flying through the air. I tried to get better. I was like, I'm not getting better. This is garbage. I hate this game. And I just stopped playing for like a year. Well, my agent, during the draft process, we were out in Los Angeles and we went to an MLB game. I sat in my seat and I was just front and center, and all I saw the whole time was a Rocket League sign. And I was like, maybe I need to get back into that thing. I need to get back into the game and see what's up. Then that's when I started seeing like clips of people like doing these crazy things off the wall, off the ceiling. I'm like, dang, how did I learn how to do that? And so I started looking at some RLCS stuff, and this is like the best of the best. That's these pros, and I had to think about it for a second because I'm like, bro, will I ever get to this point? Will I ever learn it like this? I got an opportunity to get onto Sunless Khan's stream. He was raising money to basically clean up the ocean. And with that, a lot of pros signed up and they were a part of the event. And I was just thrown into the lobby with, NRG, which is probably the best team in NA right now, North America. So you got Justin, you got Garrett G, you got Squishy, all these guys that I'm seeing YouTube videos of. I'm like, that's him, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. I would like to say, you know, because the competitor in me is like, I was holding my ground, but I wasn't. It wasn't even close, bro. Like, it's just a different type of skill. I'm like, these dudes are a different breed. Like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? So it was cool. That was my welcome to, you know, Rocket League moment.
Watch. This is the cleanest carry. Oh, and then it gets...
You can qualify to get into what's called a major, which is where they bring all the regions together and they compete. So they have regionals, and then you get into the major. So the winter major is going to be held in Los Angeles at the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium, I believe. It's going to be the first LAN event in a minute since COVID. So probably about 2 years since there's been a in-person event. This will be the first one. So one thing about Wi-Fi and like gaming online, you got to worry about lag. You got to worry about ping. You got to worry about the quality of the game. LAN just means everybody's in person, zero ping. You know what I'm saying? So there's no excuses. It's just you and gameplay. That's all it is.
The only thing about it is you can go a whole game without scoring a goal. It's just like soccer, bro.
I think there's a stigma around gaming, right? It's always been viewed as like, you know, oh, it's a hobby, oh, it's a pastime. You know, you can't really do anything with gaming, but now there's so many platforms that have been created where you're able to actually make a living. It's different now, you know? So you have to step into that environment, step into that realm to really understand just how good, you know, these pros are. And so that with the streaming, that with, you know, with Twitch, and, you know, as it's been getting more exposure, people are starting to realize that, you know, not everybody can do what these people are doing at the very top. So gaming in general has been growing in popularity, especially with COVID, when everybody was, you know, at home. I think that there's a community there. So, you know, it's always been something that I've enjoyed doing, and the fact that I get to meet people, you know, and learn more about them is a cool part of it too. My parents divorced when I was young. It's stressful for a kid, you know, not to really know what's going on, but to know it's something bad. I mean, so gaming kind of played a part in, you know, just being like a stress reliever, kind of like an outlet. Whenever I was concerned about what's gonna happen or where we gonna go or where we gonna be, you know, I was able to hop on the game and, you know, just it's kind of like an escape. I do believe that the way that I went through my football career has set me up for the NFL, because each year is a new year. You know, you can never be complacent or else you out. I've fallen in love with the process of, you know, continuing to work my skills, continuing to work my craft. And honestly, I can say the same about, you know, me playing video games. I don't know if that's why I've gotten better at the game. Mastering the skill is something that I've learned to fall in love with. So I think it helps me in the professional environment with the NFL, but also with like video games too.